The inquiry wants to know who made the decision about the number of lifeboats to be included in the design of the ship. Managing Director of the White Star Line, Mr. J. Brooks Ismay, is being cross-examined by Lieutenant Edwards MP.
You, Mr. Ismay, were one of those responsible for determining the number of lifeboats. I was. If you had not taken the view that the Titanic was unsinkable, would you have insisted in the plans for provision being made for a larger number of lifeboats?
No, I think not.
She conformed to the Board of Trade requirements. In fact, she was largely in excess of the Board of Trade requirements. You were one of those, as the managing director, responsible for determining the number of boats. Yes, in conjunction with the shipyards. When you got into the lifeboat, you thought that the Titanic was sinking. I did. Did you know that there were some hundreds of people on that ship who must go down with her? Yes, I did. Has it occurred to you that, except perhaps apart from the captain, you, as the responsible managing director, deciding the number of boats, owe your life to every other person on that ship? It has not.
The inquiry then asked the most senior surviving officer, Second Officer Charles Ragtop, if there had been lifeboat drills for passengers and crew, and if there were enough crew able to launch the lifeboats. Thomas Scanlon, MP, asks the questions.
Mr. Lighton, do you think you have a sufficient number of competent seamen, including officers, for the launching of the lifeboats? Yes, as it proved, we had.
The inquiry found that there had been no lifeboat drills while the Titanic was at sea, and so the crew were unsure as to how many people could be loaded into the lifeboats. Lord Mercy, the Red Commissioner, wants to get more facts on that point.
Mr. Lighton, I want to know whether you knew that those boats were not intended to be lowered from the people. Did you know that? We have no instructions to that effect. I should not think they were capable of being lowered from the people. They may be. I have never seen them before. But if they are only supposed to carry 65 people floating, it hardly seems feasible that they could carry 65 people when suspended at each end. So, do you think you could have filled the boat still more underwater? Undoubtedly.
The conclusion of the inquiry at this point is obvious.
We find that the provision of lifeboats and raft accommodation on board such ships should be based on the number of persons intended to be carried in the ship and not the tonnage. The accommodation should be sufficient for all persons on board. There should be training for crew in the use of lifeboats and drills for passengers.